No, not really.
He's not. He's a Pepsi man, aren't you?
Yep, and we're back.
There you go. All right. So, got a lot more parts out right now. We're continuing to work on our axle for the rear. We've already went in and inserted the bearings. I did that while we were off of the video, just to kind of help speed things up. This will be the last video for today. I'm just going to put this together, and we're going to call it, because we've got some rally racing to do. And we've got some pre-runner racing to do. So we're going to be tied up for the rest of the day. So we just want to shoot out this video to you so you can, again, see this. And we might do some live video feeds here in a little bit for the pre-runner stuff, so, or the rally stuff. So.
And really, this is the most difficult part of the whole thing. You get this done, the rest of the model is
it's just shocks and frame.
Yeah, right. All right, so we're going to jump in. Like I said, I've already put the bearings in here. Got those in to the casing. So now we're going to put a little grease on this guy. This is the right grease I'm using, right? The green stuff, the high performance grease. Yeah, this is the Traxxas high performance grease.
But that was different for each kit.
Yeah.
Brand kit.
This is actually green, so it's kind of cool looking. Right? And, you know, again, all about the grease based on your preference. This, that's right. The RC owner here, Mr. JR, says heavy on the grease. So we're going heavy on the grease. You can see I'm just trying to coat it pretty decently all the way around.
A spoonful of marine grease helps the medicine.
There you go. There you go. All right, so we're going to drop this guy in here. Okay.
Don't be afraid to get grease on your fingers.
That's right. That's how it goes. Yeah, that's why you get lots of paper towels around, whatever you need to make sure that keep your area. You do want to keep the parts clean though, because the more grease you get on the outside of these, you know, obviously dirt and debris is going to stick to it, and you don't want to messy.
Just wipe it down good and you're done.
You want to be able to drive it through the dirt and the stuff, but you know you want to be able to clean it with ease later too. So keep
One
that
little
in mind.
tip: you notice he's putting everything on a paper towel. If you're on a very smooth table, screws and what have you are going to roll off. So a towel, a paper towel, something to help keep them from rolling away.
Very good point.
Magnetic bowl, that would help.
Yeah, JR is a magnetic bowl fan.
Make it a little easier and keep you from losing screws and parts.
There you go.
Some of them very tiny.
All right, so this piece here is the differential spool. We went over that a few minutes ago. Again, pay attention to your cross pattern of your tightening so that everything tightens down evenly. All right, we're jumping back. So here we are. We're going to apply some grease to the top of this guy. Where'd the grease go?
I'd put it in and then that way it's in.
Okay,
place.
all right. So we're
Put it
going
on it 'cause you can.
to, yeah, we'll drop it in here. There we go. All right.
Yeah, the way I like to do stuff is I like to just put my gears and everything together, and then
go back.
Before you put your
housing cover
on, just throw
Squirt
the
it down in
grease
there.
to it, man.
Okay.
Roll the grease.
We got marine grease over here. We might just put a spoonful of that in there.
Actually, that's a good idea.
Yeah,
Put
we
it
need to put that,
inside of this just to help.
We're not going to have enough to do both axles.
Yeah, so we'll
Well,
put
plus
a
you got
mix of
portal
both.
axles to do too, and you have to have some grease in there. I would save this for your portals.
Okay. All right. We'll just use the marine grease for the rest of this. Tell us what you guys use for your greasing up your parts. Take that how you will. So we're using marine grease. Let us know what you like to use. This is
Been used, but hey.
been used a
We got
little
a
bit. We got a
plastic
spoon or something. We can put some of that in there with.
I just use a flathead.
There we go. All right.
Should
So
be
yeah,
something
we'll
you
just.
scoop some grease and go.
All right. All right.
You look at me for?
Just, I think it was a look of approval. Okay, more than anything. But
Yeah, I think that probably.
yeah, that's a great idea. Thanks, Barry.
You know why, don't you? Because you get more grease.
Wieldy saves the day with the spoon.
Yeah, look what you did to
I know,
screwdriver.
right? That poor screwdriver.
Who come
Hey,
up with
man.
the screwdriver idea, Barry?
Yeah, Barry. So that's gonna work great for a long time. I bet that thing won't rust for
Yeah,
years.
it's never gonna rust.
Hey, that's what I use.
Don't give him any paper towels. Make him live in shame.
Here, let's
Wipe it on your shirt.
Yeah, well, there we go. All right, so we're going a little crazy with the grease, but
A little.
A little? Yeah.
I mean,
That's
you know,
That's good.
yeah, that'll lock it down. Oh yeah, see, it's gonna.
Spin it around, just give it a few.
Get 'em all lubed.
Yeah, there you go. See, now that's wrapping around everything. That should keep everything nice and protected.
No pressure.
Protected.
This is your first build,
Yeah, thanks. This is great.
and it's my truck.
Yeah, well, you know, it'll
Which
be
will
okay.
be for sale after this
Yeah,
for
probably.
$19.99.
Yeah.
Take some of that and smear it around next to the bearings to seal
Okay.
off the housing, so if any water does come in, you might not get in there.
Okay. All right. There's a good pro tip. Put some grease near the entrance of the bearings here around the gaps to make sure, well, help at least with any water. Because you know, a lot of guys are going to run these through mud puddles and, you know, all kinds of stuff, mud pies, whatever. You're going to want to seal that up and keep as much of this water out as you possibly can. So I'm going to coat that down there a little bit. All right.
Might be able to squeeze a little more in there.
You think
There we
so?
go.
Oh my
Now we're
gosh,
talking.
these guys with grease are cracking me up today.
The more you put in now, you won't have to put any extra later.
That's right. I suppose.
Take care of the Traxxas, and they'll take care of you.
That's right.
I tell you what I found that's good for putting the grease in there is tongue depressors.
Tongue depressors. Oh.
Or popsicle sticks.
Popsicle
Popsicle
sticks.
sticks.
There you go. There you go.
You can buy a popsicle stick.
Because if
in
you use
packs.
the wife's spoon, you get yelled at.
Yeah, yeah. Don't.
I only
don't.
did that once.
Hey,
Hey,
Good
put the
silverware.
camera up here for a second.
Paul doing it. He was
Don't use your wife's spoons, or you know, in fact, just stay away from the kitchen when you're putting this stuff together. Don't use anything like that, all right? Because the wife will fuss at you. And
You will be in
when
the
you're
doghouse.
spending this kind of money on RC parts, you want to make sure the RC is in pristine condition, and you want to make sure it's great. But don't tick off the wives, because remember, they're a part of that whole money part of it, and you know, it just keeps everybody happy. It keeps everybody happy.
And don't build it on a countertop either.
Yeah, or I tell you what I did. I brought my brand new SCX10 home, right? I was proud of it. Set it on the kitchen table, right? It is a wood kitchen table. It's a newer kitchen table. Brand new, actually. I left it there for about a week and didn't think anything about it. I walked in one day and decided I'm going to pick this thing up because it was on a Saturday. I'm going to go outside and play with it a little bit, get some more run time. Went out there in the kitchen, picked up the SCX10, and lo and behold, the tires had left the black marks on the counter, on the top of the table.
Ooh.
I tell you now, those marks are still there today, and that's been a year or so. And I have not been able to get those off there. I've tried everything.
Which is pretty cool for a good tread tire. You know, like
I
a
mean,
BFG.
yeah, and well, it wasn't BFGs, I can tell you that. But it
Tire compounds these days are really sticky.
they are, and if you set them on a countertop, beware, or a tabletop like I did, beware.
Put
And
some towels down first.
yeah, put something down first before you set that bad boy down, because I'm telling you, you're just being you won't be in the doghouse later. All right, it's worth it. Unless she RC's with you, but even then, she probably still don't want tire marks on the dining room table where you're going to sit and eat your food.
Well, your
so.
wife is very understandable.
She is.
Understanding.
Luckily, my wife
Understanding.
was cool about it. I love my wife. She was pretty awesome about it, and I think all of us here have wives that appreciate the RC hobby that we have and are pretty cool about what we do and how we spend every couple of Saturdays just hanging out and doing what we love to do with these RCs. So anyway, all right, so I've got the diff cover on. So I'm just going to put these screws in, and we'll move on here real quick. Ooh, that's the wrong ones. Make sure you pay attention to what screws you're putting in. These are the 2.5 by 16 right here. And actually, look at that. That's I'm telling you, Traxxas right there. Look at that, the exact same
That does
size.
help.
That makes a big difference. So,
Oh, pro tip about using the kitchen thing. when the wife goes shopping,
Uh-huh.
that's when you powder coat your parts in the oven and make sure that you open the kitchen windows a good hour before she returns.
Yeah.
And then spray Febreze, and you'll get away with it every time.
She'll think you cleaned the house, didn't you?
Yeah,
Thank you,
exactly.
cleaned the house. Nice.
Yeah.
Now that is a good
She
pro
will
tip.
wonder why the oven smells. Tell her while she was gone, you cleaned it.
Yeah.
They love that. They're like, oh, he's such a good man.
He's such a good man. What a sweetheart. So, and you know, we were talking about pro tips and these guys and their time with RCs. You know, we've been talking some history facts and things on RCs. And oh yeah, thank you. See, there's another pro tip. Get all 4 of these screws started. See, I'm learning just as much as you are. It's
crank
awesome.
on it, yeah.
It's awesome. So I'm getting all 4 of these started before I tighten them down. But anyway, what I was going to say is I added up the years that these guys have and my 1 year. We're talking about 88 years of RC experience right here in this room. So I'm pretty excited about that. These guys have really taught me a lot, I know. So that's one reason why we wanted to start the Dudes That RC channel. And
Which all that experience is really not coming out on this video.
No,
But
no,
we've
it's
done have
not
this
going to be
truck
in
built.
one. Well, thank you, JR. Very good point. I mean, if I was talking less, we probably would have been done an hour ago.
No.
But it's okay because, you know, we're going to share this experience and other facts and things that we know along the road and share that with everybody else that are all these RC fans who love what we do. So. Okay, tightening these last little bits down here.
Don't over torque plastic parts.
Don't over torque plastic parts. Good point, Barry. Keeping me on track here.
If you strip out the hole, that's it. You
gotta-
need another axle housing.
Oh, that would suck. So
Paul,
yeah,
remember that.
yeah. I don't want to have to buy JR a new axle housing, so I am approaching this cautiously, and you should too. Just because. Yeah, and you know, everybody says drills are great, but don't use a drill on something like this because
Use it to get it close. And
yeah, yeah.
tighten it.
There you go. Use it to get it close, and then just quarter turns at a time. Just feel it. Just feel the tension against the wrench
Plastic.
and the plastic, so you know where you're going. All right. So look at that. We've got our rear axle looking pretty good. So now we're just going to jump to the next part. We're going to go ahead and keep filming this because we might as well, because we've only got one more set here to go. So we're here. We're just going to finish this page out and we'll be good. We might do some of this too. We probably ought to try to do all this. All right. So with this laying this direction, if you look at the guide, it tells you there is a right and a left side of these knuckles. And it says specifically to note the orientation. We're looking at right and left, but that's with the housing facing away from you. So pay attention to that when you're putting that
Go ahead and
into.
do the same things for them for the video.
Okay, yeah. So housing here facing away from me. And if you look close, oh yeah, flip it the right way. Thank you, Barry. Make sure, yeah, pay attention to where those are at. Flip it the right direction. Sorry about that. So, this one says left. This one says right. You probably can't see that on that little screen, but there you go. There's a little right. And maybe. There's a left. Okay, awesome. So, pay attention to how things lock together. This slides like that. And we've got these lovely screws. It's always good to kind of make your piles. Don't just leave a pile of screws here together. Try to keep things organized. Just makes the process go a little faster. So we know these screws are, hey, thank you, Traxxas, are fitting there perfect. So we're going to drop these in.
Red handle.
And see if I can get this in here. Maybe. grief. Let's try this. So if you haven't liked our page, make sure you go on and like our page. Are we sure it's red?
Whichever one fits it, I think it's red.
Oh, it's green. It's still green.
Okay.
Still green. Still green.
Smaller-
There we go.
Smaller screws sometimes take the red end.
Yeah. All right. Again, if you haven't liked our page, follow us. It's facebook.com/dudesthatrc. We are the Dudes That RC, but you know, we welcome men, women, children, everybody to RC with us. Barry's giving me a stink eye because he wants to make sure that I do what I'm supposed to hear while I'm trying to talk, and make sure I'm putting all three of these in and tighten them down at the same time instead of getting crazy. He keeps me in check, and I do greatly appreciate that.
And ladies out there.
And
there
ladies.
are ladies who RC. We
Absolutely.
have ran into some pretty awesome women who are pretty freaking skilled when it comes to crawling on
That's
competitions
right.
and stuff.
That's right. So,
Yeah, we met one at DLB.
You know who you are.
That's right.
Turtle lady.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Turtle lady at DLB, we met her, didn't we?
Yeah.
Maybe
So
it's the whole family involved.
there you go. So like I said, it's this channel, this page may be Dudes That RC, but that's just us. We know that there are great RCers out there in the women areas too, and the kids. You know, children are getting into this just as much. You know, their parents are saying, hey, you know what, this might be something that you can do as a family, and that's what we appreciate, is the familyness of this hobby as well.
RC is, when it comes to kids, develops good hand-eye coordination.
Right, very good point. You know, and it gets them outside. You know, so many kids today, they'd rather spend every bit of their time on a cell phone or a tablet. You know what? Don't buy them a tablet. Buy them something like this. They have to, you know, really, some tablets are just as expensive as an RC. So why not get them an RC and get them outside? Spend some quality time with your kids. Get them out there. Teach them how to work on, build one with them. You know, that's awesome. So take that time, spend time with your kids to do that too. So it's a hobby for everybody, that's for sure. Bottom line.
There is no age limit.
That's right. We've seen some guys on the trails that are in their very, very late stages of life, you know? I mean, and that's just, you know, everybody's got these hobbies and
Cheaper than doing it in real life.
well, that's true. That is very true. That is a very good point. It's a lot cheaper than building a real truck or a real mud truck or something like that. So
You have just as much fun.
that's right, exactly. I mean, we always have a blast going to comps and just even around here, you know.
You know, the thing that's always blew my mind about it is you see guys out there that's got $1,000 into a crawler, and then you see guys that are just as competitive with maybe $100-200.
Right, ready to run
Really?
versus, you know, some of the builds.
Well, not only that, I mean, they've built their own trucks out of just garbage. more or
Okay,
less, that
yeah.
they found at swap meets or
There you
or
go.
they bought off of eBay, and they've built their own trucks, and they've got like less than $200 in it, and they're just as competitive as somebody that's got a high dollar rig. So money's not really a factor either.
Right.
Driver is the
You can
number
spend
one
as much as you want or as little as you want.
Right, exactly. That's a very good
Driver
point.
is the number one thing when it comes to
That is true. I mean, it's the one thing I like about you know, the crawling is it's kind of like playing chess. When you're running your rig, you got to think about, I've got to go up this rock this way, or I got to position this tire this way in order to get up and over an obstacle.
Right.
You know, and it makes you think. Wherein you know, other you know, RC things that we do, I mean, are a little bit different. Like the rally cars, it's just, you know, going around and having fun and stuff. And,
Right.
you know, but each one of them brings something to the table.
Right.
And you can make it as simple or as technical as you want.
That's right. Okay, so we are.
I mean, there's people that go out there and bash, just have fun, run around a field, run up and down the road. And then there's people that are full blown, got to be in competition all the time.
Right, right.
It's all about the area you have too.
Well, that's
what
true,
is
too.
available. If, you know, not
And
everybody's
this-
got a building they can run rallies in like we do.
right.
that we're thankful to be able.
And I
to
think
That's right.
I think we've probably played around with about every RC there is. We've messed with boats before. We've messed with we're into drag cars now, crawlers, stadium
Slashes,
trucks, monster trucks. There's just no end to it.
Right.
Oval cars, road cars.
I tried to get into the drone thing, but I have anxiety with heights, and just looking up seems like the same way as looking down. And I was like, enough of that.
I still, talking about 3D printing, I printed the DJI drone. I have all the parts printed, and it is still sitting at my house untouched. I haven't put one piece of it together yet. So that's something else eventually I would like to think I would do, because I spent probably literally, I would almost say 60 plus hours printing off those parts. And to spend that much time in printing the parts, you would think you would be wanting to jump right into it. But I had some hesitation about it, because with that build, there's some flight mechanics and things like that I'm not familiar with either. So that's another learning step. But that's the thing. I mean, RC, you can go so many different ways, just like you're saying, Wildy, from boats to from land, sea, and air. It doesn't matter. It's pretty awesome. All right, so we're jumping on to this point here. I actually jumped to this step. I've already got these pieces in the portal input assembly. So I'm going to back up and do the portal output gear assembly. Sorry, I can't.
And the one thing I like about the Traxxas is look how beefy those portal axle gears are.
Yeah, I mean that's
pretty awesome.
That's a 1/4 inch. I don't know what that is in metric. Sorry, but that's about a 1/4 inch thick, and that's. I mean, it's heavy too. I mean, it's a heavy piece of metal. It really is. So yeah, and then the differential pieces. I mean, these are heavy pieces of metal. They're made to last, so it's pretty.
Can't
cool.
wait to see what the new Traxxas is going to be when they come out.
Yeah, that'll be awesome
Next
too.
version.
Yep, there's 7 versions of this one.
So I'm gonna do something that I just learned during this build is
Don't
to
drop it down in there and lose it.
yeah, don't drop it in there and lose it, but use a little grease to put that bad boy on there and hold it in place, just like that. Put your gear in. See, we're all learning something today. This is awesome. All right. So we're going to take we're going to take this piece and we're going to slide this in. All right. So before I finish, I'm going to put some more grease. And again, we're using this marine grease just because we think it's going to do a good job. Not to say that theirs, yeah, it's going to help protect it with water, any kind of water that may enter this casing. So, awesome. Stay. All right. So there we go. So, all right. So now, I'm going to take this piece, and these are going to slide together.
That's it, right?
Yep, that's it.
Come back just for you, by the way.
Nice. Welcome back, Wildy. Appreciate it, man. All right. So now, wiping off some of the grease, and so got a long video here, so we're going to cut this one probably here in a second, but that's the build of the portal cases and with the input and output gears installed. I'm going to put the bolts in this and then mount these to the side of the axle like so. And so that's going to be it for this edition. So we'll catch up next time. Keep an eye out for some live videos for some of our rally stuff today. And as always, keep RCing. And this is the Dudes That RC, and we will catch you later.